Hey, how's everybody doing? We're gonna be going straight forward on the repair for this 2005 Honda Civic, and it just needs a starter motor. As you can see already, I'm taking out the intake box here. The reason for that is that I started recording this video a little late, but yeah, I already had taken off the negative terminal on the battery, and already had taken out those 3 out of the 4 bolts that were supposed to be holding that intake box together. But yeah, the reason I'm doing the voiceover is that I was just trying to get this done quick, but I would still wanted to record this so you guys can enjoy this information that's on this video. So you see that intake pipe that's right in front of the camera right now, and I'm just pointing at it. You don't need to remove that to do the starter motor. I see some other people remove that pipe for no reason at all. I mean, it's not in the way. You can get the starter motor out without removing it. So now at this point, I'm just trying to get the boot cover off of the power cable to the starter motor, and that one is actually. It looks like it's the original starter. I don't think it was ever replaced before. So if that is true, then that's one heck of a good starter motor, it lasting 20 years in that Honda Civic. And I know Hondas are really good cars. They're pretty much against Toyota on reliability. So if that is the original starter, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, Hondas and Toyotas, they're the best when it comes to reliability. So yeah, and again, you know, I'm just trying to get this done quick. This is completely uncut, so there is no what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not going to be cutting any parts off of this repair, other than the part where I did start recording a little late. Right now, I'm just trying to get that correct socket size for the nut that's holding the power wire onto the starter motor. It's a 12 on this one. You'll see later that the new nut that comes with the new starter is a different size. It's actually a 13. I don't know why the change on the size of the nut, but you know, that's what it is. And I do know everything here looks dark where I'm working at right there. I did forget to get the light, but I'll get it later. You'll see. I'll remember to put a light there. And at this point, I'm just trying to remove the rear 14 millimeter bolt that's holding the starter in place. You cannot see where the bolt is because of the angle of how the starter is installed there. The best you can do is try to use a mirror or just go by feeling. So in this time, I actually realized I used an extension too short, and I'm just going to go find a longer extension that's probably help me out here. It's probably too long. One thing I do want to add, the space is kind of tight for the rear bolt there. I decided to use a 1/2 inch ratchet. I think a 3/8 inch ratchet would have worked just fine, but I wanted to go a little heavy duty because I was thinking that it was the original original starter, so I was thinking that bolt was going to be pretty tight. So that's why I decided to go with a 1/2 inch ratchet. It's a lot beefier, but as you will see, I will struggle to get this bolt off. Anytime now I'll start struggling. And I had to, the good thing about this ratchet is that it's extendable. So you see right there, I'm just struggling, and I really don't want to bust my knuckles against the firewall there if it breaks loose. So here I am extending the ratchet right there. So you can see now it's a lot longer, and I'll be able to get a little bit more leverage. And there it goes, popped out. So so that's one thing to note. You know, if you're dealing with a original starter, never been replaced, those bolts will most likely be really tight. But the good thing is that once it gets loose, I mean, it's a piece of cake. You know, you can come in with the electric ratchet, or you can keep on ratcheting manually like I was doing. And as you can see right there, again, I'm checking for the length of the extension that I used on the 1/2 inch wrench versus what I already had on the electric ratchet. And there I am looking for another extension, because it's the one that I had on the electric ratchet is too short. When I say too short, I mean like it's gonna hit the body of the starter, and it won't let you grab onto the bolt to spin it off. And there it's finally out. So I would say that is the most difficult part of doing this starter. It's still pretty easy. I mean, everything else is super easy. Even the bolt that's at the top side of the transmission, that's also pretty easy to get off. There's also a gap between those hoses right there in front of the camera. There's a gap where you can actually see the bolt head, and then when you put it back on with the light on, you can see the bolt hole, so it'll be easy for you to line it up. There we go. Now this starter was pretty hot. The car was running pretty recently. I mean, they brought in the car, and immediately I started working on it. So it was really hot. That's why I just grabbed it really quick and just put it on the table, because it was burning hot. That's hot. Okay. Now the reason I put the bolts on the new starter when it was on the table there is that way I can have a picture in my mind of where each one goes, because I believe, if I remember correctly, each bolt was a little different. So I didn't want to put myself in a spot where I'm putting the wrong bolt in the wrong place. So, and there we are with the light. Now you guys can see better on the camera what I'm doing. So I'm just lining up the starter, and about to put the first bolt, which the easiest one to put on first is the top one. So that way when you put in the bottom one, it's going to be a piece of cake to line it up. And now with the top bolt already screwed in, now the bottom one, like I had mentioned, it's going to be easy to put it back on. Now you gotta realize the transmission is still warm, or slightly hot, so I'm still fighting that on the back side right there, trying to put that bolt in place, and at the same time think happy thoughts, you know, because the transmission on the back side is pretty hot still. But once I know that ratchet grabs onto the bolt, man, it's a breeze after that. It's a breeze.
Okay.
Now I'm going to get the torque wrench, which I previously forgot to get, and we're going to set it up to 33 foot-pounds. That's how much foot-pounds you want for your starter bolts. So for these 14 millimeter bolts, they go to 33 foot-pounds. Okay, so now I just grabbed the nut that holds the power wire to the starter, and I'm trying to figure out, because it looks like it's bigger than the previous one, and I'm just trying to figure out whether it is a 12 or a 14, but it turns out it's actually a 13. So again, I gotta go to the toolbox and get a 13 millimeter socket.
Yep.
So what I'm doing here now is grabbing the ratchet and gonna tighten down just a bit more the nut for the power wire, because even though I used the impact there, even though I used it at low power, it still felt like it was a little loose. So I just went ahead and tightened it just a bit more with my hand. And now the other wire, the small wire, you are going to need to pull back the protective boot that it has. Pull it back so you can actually be able to, put it in place, and then just put the cover back on it. As you can see, I'm doing that right there at this moment. And once you do that, the starter is installed and all the wires connected. Now I'm just looking to see nothing, is left loose or, forgotten anything. And we're gonna go install the intake box. Now again, that plastic pipe that goes to the intake box, there's no need to remove that. You can easily just, move it like I did right there, so it'll go back in place. And I also previously mentioned that there were only 3 bolts holding this intake box in place. Originally there's supposed to be 4, so that tells me somebody has moved this out of the way before and lost one of the 4 bolts. And I also have a neat trick that you will see in a minute, to put that one bolt that goes right where I'm working on right now with that pipe to sit it in place. There's a bolt that goes way down there, and the cool trick I'm gonna use is using a magnet to put it in the bolt hole, so that way it just won't fall anywhere else. It'll just go in place. And the space between that pipe and the battery is big enough for my hand and my arm to go through, and then screw it in place with my fingers and then get the impact on it. And one more. So here we go, and I'm gonna grab that magnet, and I'm gonna just sneak that bolt right in between all of that down to its home. I'm trying to see if I can get it to grab the threads using the magnet, but I was asking too much of the magnet, so I had to sneak my hand in between the battery and the plastic pipe. There we go. And that's simple, it's not that hard. That's why I say there's no need for you to remove the plastic intake pipe that goes between the battery and the little box to the left. I think that's a fuse box. There we go. And now simply just tighten them all. No need to go crazy tight on these. They go to a plastic mount, so you make it too tight, you're gonna break it. And then after that, put the battery terminal, the negative battery terminal back on, and you should be good to go. So yeah, that's simple, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you found it informative or helpful at all, please hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one or similar to this one. And that's it, guys. So have a good one. Stay safe and stay dirty.